Section 26 of Monday Tales. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Monday Tales by Alphonse Daudet. Translated by Marion McIntyre. Section 26, The Fairies of France. A Fantastic Tale. "The prisoner may rise," said the presiding judge. There was a sudden stir upon that hideous bench, where were seated the women accused of trying to set fire to the city with petroleum. A misshapen, shivering creature rose and leaned against the bar. She was a bundle of rags and tatters, patches, strings, old flowers and feathers, and above them all a poor faded face, brown and shriveled and wrinkled. Two tiny black eyes peered out from the wrinkles, twisting round and round like some lizard in the crevice of an old wall. "What is your name?" she was asked. "Melusine." "What did you say?" She repeated very gravely, "Melusine." Under the heavy moustache of a colonel of dragoons quivered a smile which the president concealed, and he continued without moving a muscle. "Your age?" "I have forgotten." "Your calling?" "I am a fairy." For one sudden moment, the court, the council, even the government commissary himself, all burst out laughing. But that did not disturb her, and her clear, shrill, tremulous voice rose through the hall, and lingered like a voice heard in a dream. She continued, "Ah, the fairies of France! Where are they now? They are dead, all of them, my good sirs. I am the last. After me none will remain. And in truth it is a great pity, for France was more beautiful when she had still her fairies. We were the poesy of the land, its faith, its candor, and its youth. All our favorite haunts, the hidden recesses of parks, overgrown with brambles, the stones about each fountain, the turrets of ancient castles, the mists shrouding each pool, and the great fens, all received from our presence a nameless magic gift which ennobled them. Through the luminous mist of legend and fantasy might be caught glimpses of us everywhere, trailing our skirts in a ray of the moon, flitting across the meadows, touching the tip of each grass blade. The country folk loved us, reverenced us, and fancy bred of innocence adored us, and even feared us a little when she caught sight of our wands, our distaffs, our foreheads crowned with pearls. And so our springs remained unsullied. Even the plough would pause at the haunts we guarded, and as we, the oldest people in the world, made all respect old age from one end of France to the other, lofty forests were allowed to flourish, and stones crumbled into dust undisturbed. But the age has progressed. The days of railroads have come. Men hollowed out tunnels, filled up our ponds, and hewed down so many trees that we no longer knew where we might rest. And by degrees the country folk themselves ceased to believe in us. One evening, when we knocked at his shutters, Robin said, "It is only the wind," and fell asleep again. Women came to dabble their washing in our pools. From that day all was ended for us. As we lived only in the popular faith, losing that, we lost all. The virtue of our wands has vanished. Puissant queens we once were. Now we appear to be old, old women merely, wrinkled, malicious, as are all forgotten fairies. Moreover, we must win our bread, and with hands that never yet learned to do aught. For a time we were to be seen in the forests, dragging loads of dead wood, or gleaning by the roadside. But the foresters were hard with us, the country folk threw stones at us. Then, like the poor, when they can no longer earn their living in the country, we departed to seek work in the great cities. Some went into the mills, others sold apples at the bridges during the winter, stood at the church doors selling beads. We pushed carts of oranges along. We offered to passers-by at a sou apiece bouquets that nobody wanted. The children mocked at us because of our hanging chins. The police made us move on, and omnibuses knocked us down. Then came sickness, privations, the hospital sheet over us. That is how France has left her fairies to die. She has been punished for that. Yes, yes, smile, my good people. But all the same, we have seen what a country without fairies may become. We have seen our well-fed, sneering peasants open their chests for the Prussians, and direct them along our roads. You see, Robin no longer believes in sorcery, but he has also lost his faith in his country. Ah, if we had been there, we fairies, of all those Germans who entered France, not one should have returned alive. Our Dracs, our will-o'-the-wisps, would have led them into the quagmires. Into every pure spring named for us we would have poured an enchanted potion that would have made them go mad. And at our meetings by moonlight, with a single magic word we would have confused the roads and rivers for them, entangled so thick with brambles and briars, those hiding places in the woods where they were always squatting, that even the little cat eyes of Monsieur de Moltke could not have told him where he was. Had we been there, the peasants too would have marched to fight. From the gorgeous flowers about our pools we would have extracted balms to heal many a wound. Gossamer threads we would have used for lint, and on the battlefield the soldier would have beheld the fairy of his own canton hovering above his half-closed eyelids, to show him some glade, some hidden byway that might remind him of his native land. So we should have waged a national war, a holy war. But alas, in a country whose faith is dead, a land that no longer believes in fairies, such a war is impossible. Here the thin, shrill voice paused for a moment, and the judge interposed a word. All this does not tell us what you were doing with the petroleum that was found upon you when the soldiers arrested you. "I was setting fire to Paris, my good sir," answered the old fairy, calmly enough. "I was setting fire to Paris because I hate it, because its laugh spares nothing, because it is Paris that slew us, Paris that has sent its savants to analyze our beautiful, miraculous springs, and to say exactly how much iron and sulphur they contain, Paris that has mocked at us from its theatres. Of our enchantments it has made mere stage tricks, our miracles it has perverted into vulgar jests. So many vile beings have masqueraded in our rose-tinted robes, sat in our winged chariots, with Bengal fires for moonlight, that no one can think of us now without a smile. Once little children knew us by name, loved us, feared us a little, but instead of the beautiful gilded books full of pictures wherein they learned to know our history, Paris today places in their hands science adapted to children, big, musty volumes which make their heads tired and fill their baby eyes with a dull dust that effaces every image of our enchanted palaces and magic mirrors. Oh, yes, I should have been overjoyed to see it in flames. Your Paris! It was I that filled the cans of the petroleum women, I myself that led them to the best places, saying, 'Come, my children, burn everything, burn, burn.'" "Decidedly, this old woman is mad," said the judge. "Lead her away." End of Section 26. Recording by Linda Johnson.